All right, so the first three problems. The first three problems is setting them up. So you have to look at what your reference angle is. Your reference angle is always given right here. So cosine A, the reference angle is A. Tangent B, the reference angle is B. So I'm starting on A. I'm going to label my opposite. I'm going to label my hypotenuse. I'm going to label my adjacent. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, A over H. A is 4, H is 5. So the answer is 4 over 5. This is the same problem, except for we're starting at B. Reference angle is at B. Opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, O over A. O is 4, A is 3. Answer is 4 over 3. Sine B. Reference angle is B. We're looking for our opposite, our hypotenuse, our adjacent. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 4 over 5. These ones, you literally plug them into the calculator. We're going to make sure our mode's correct. And we're going to hit sine of 38. Sine of 38 is 62. Next one. Sine of 51, cosine of 51. That is 63. Tangent of 22 is 0.40. So these are this first page, everyone should have been easy. All right, choose the correct value. We have to select a reference angle. This is our reference angle, so the one we're given. We have an opposite, we have an adjacent, we have a hypotenuse. We have an X and an A, and a 10 and an H. AH is cosine. Cosine of our reference angle 62 is equal to adjacent X over hypotenuse 10. Since X is on top, you multiply. So it can end up being 10 times cosine of 62 is equal to X. 10 times cosine of 62 is equal to X, which is 4, this number right here, C. Same problem. Reference angle is here. We have an opposite, we have a hypotenuse, we have an adjacent. We have a hypotenuse and an X, and we have a 30 and an O. That's going to be sine. Sine of our reference angle, 21, is equal to opposite 33 over hypotenuse X. X is on the bottom. We have to flip-flop these around. We have X is equal to 33 divided by sine of 21. 33 divided by sine of 21. 92.08. Hey, look at this. Same problems. Reference angles here. We have an opposite, we have a hypotenuse, we have an adjacent. We have an adjacent, we have an opposite. An A and an 8, an A and an X, and an O and a 72. Tangent of 33 is equal to opposite 72 over adjacent X. X is on bottom, so we gotta do our flip-flop. X is equal to 72 over tangent 33. 72 divided by tangent of 33. 100 and says round to the nearest what? Hundredth? 110.87 centimeters. This one. Opposite hypotenuse adjacent. So we have an O and an A and an H and a 19. This A has nothing. An O and X, sorry. So we're going to have sine of 65 is equal to opposite x over hypotenuse 19. X is on the top, so we multiply. 19 times sine of 65 is equal to x. 19 times sine of 65 is equal to x, which is 17.22. This one. Now we're looking for an angle. These ones are, I think, easier. This is our reference angle. We have opposite. We have a hypotenuse. We don't have an adjacent. We have an opposite and a hypotenuse. So opposite hypotenuse is sine. Sine of our reference angle is equal to opposite 13 over hypotenuse 21. We use the inverse functions and we get x is equal to inverse sine of 13 over 21. Inverse sine 13 divided by 21. 38.25 degrees. This one. Same question. Opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. These are the two we're looking at. We have an adjacent, we have a hypotenuse. We have cosine of x is equal to 14 over 31. Take the inverse functions. X is equal to inverted cosine of 14 and 31. Inverse cosine of 14 and 31 is 63.15. These should both be degrees. Okay. All right, this one, you have to draw your triangle. It says T is 90 degrees, and we have M and C. MC is 85, CT is 84, and TM is 13. What is the ratio that represents cosine C? Reference angle is here. This is our opposite, this is our hypotenuse, this is our adjacent. Cosine of theta is equal to our adjacent 84 over hypotenuse 85. So 84 over 85 would be the ratio. This one, it's asking how long will the ramp be? I'm going to just scratch this out and solve for x. You don't even really need to read the problem. All you have to do is look at the picture, solve for x. We have an opposite. We have a hypotenuse. We have opposite hypotenuse is sine. So sine of 5.6 is equal to opposite 4 over hypotenuse x. Once again, x is on the bottom, so we got to do a flip-flop. X is equal to 4 over sine of 5.6. 5 divided by sine 5.6. Oh, I'm sorry, am I disturbing your conversations? My mistake. I wouldn't want to do that, would I? .99 inches long. Why is that so long? Because this angle is so narrow. 5 degrees is barely any degrees at all. It's like that much. So that's why that ramp is so long. Angle of elevation from point A to the top of cliff of 35 degrees. Point A is 150 feet. Look, it's even drawn for you. Find the distance from point A to the top of cliff. Trying to find x. We have opposite, we have adjacent, we have a hypotenuse. Adjacent hypotenuse is cosine. Cosine of 34 is equal to 1,500 divided by x. Flip-flop this. X is equal to 1,500 divided by cosine of 34. No. There we go. 1,500. Oops. 1,500 divided by cosine of 34. X is equal to 1,809 points. Oh, it says 2 nearest foots. That's it. 9. 2 more problems. Angle of elevations are the same as the angle of depression. So we have an angle of depression of 19 degrees. If it's an angle of depression of 19 degrees, the angle of elevation is also 19 degrees right down here. Once you realize that, it's a simple problem. All you have to do is find your opposite, your adjacent, your hypotenuse. We're looking for x, so we know we want an adjacent, and we're given a hypotenuse. That's tangent. Tangent of 19 is equal to opposite 138 over x. X is on the bottom, so we flip-flop them. X is equal to 138 over tangent 19. You get 400 feet away. Is it, or 401, sorry. 401 feet away. Last question. This one here. It says the angle of elevation to the ground, to the object, is 46 degrees. We know this is 46 degrees right here. We know x is equal to 12.5 meters. Find y. That's opposite. That's an adjacent. That's a hypotenuse. Tangent, because we're looking for these two here. Tangent of 46 is equal to opposite y over adjacent 12.5. Since y is on top, we just have to multiply. Y is equal to 12.5 times tangent of 46. No. 12.5 times tangent of 46, which is 13 meters. Oh, 100th of a meter, 12.94 meters. Okay.